Warning, warning. Two idiots have decided to start seeking the objects. All 538 of them must not come together.
Hello and welcome back to Discovering SCP, the only SCP podcast where there are full episodes where we do not discover SCP.
Wow.
And I feel that puts us ahead of the curve, because a lot of these SCP channels, their problem is that they keep doing all these videos about SCPs, when there's all sorts of subjects out there that aren't SCP that they're neglecting.
Yeah, so is this another Part B episode before 69?
Yeah, this takes place in the Cranston timeline, it's codenamed.
Remember the portal has to open to get to the timeline.
Yeah,
if you're doing what I think you're doing.
It's like Bioshock Infinite. You play Bioshock Infinite?
No, but I get the idea. There was a lady and she kills a guy a lot of times.
I don't know what you're talking about, but that... Yeah, sure. But we are going back to the universe.
She wears a corset, and there's a scene where she drowns the guy.
You seem very familiar with what she wears. But let's move on to...
What do you mean? I'm just describing what she looks like.
You're describing her corset.
I don't know what else to call it.
We're going back to the alternate universe, where SCP didn't make it off the ground, and instead it was the eternal... And to this day, actually, they're probably the biggest rival, because they're actually quite powerful in the modern... No, it's a corpse that we're poking for content. We're going back to the Holders universe.
Dead? Because someone told me they were going to finish the rest of the Holders, I think, on our server or in the comments somewhere.
Who told you this?
I don't remember. I just remember seeing someone was like, if you guys keep doing it, then I'll finish the Holders myself.
There we have it. Okay. We've revived the Holders single-handedly.
Yeah, you're welcome, Cactus.
Yeah, so I've not seen DJ Cactus write a Holders article, so kind of weird.
Yeah, curious.
I'm just saying.
We could finish the Holders series.
I looked through the archives of the Cactus Cast. I don't think he even mentioned the Holders series. It's kind of weird. But whatever, he's obviously got some talent. He's got quite a few votes. But no Holders, strange. But anyway, I've picked out some of the best and brightest of the Holders.
Does all that shit talking imply that you wrote a Holders?
Yeah, I didn't, but I've engaged for a bit more.
That's
true. I've picked out some of the best and brightest. By which I mean I scrolled through the list and picked the titles that I thought sounded funny.
Okay, so we're skipping ahead in the numbers a bit.
Yeah,
I wonder how the format changes, because I wonder how many different faces they can describe the front desk people make.
They make a face of utter arousal.
Man.
But shall we begin?
Noise? Yeah.
I picked a simple one for us to begin with.
Give it to me.
Because a shorter one I was putting in our little Discord chat. What was your favourite of the previous ones? Do you actually remember anything about the previous ones?
I don't even remember any of them.
I feel like...
You know what? I actually remember bits of them, which is more than I remember about most previous SCPs. I remember there was one that was like a guy was holding it, and then if you took it, you died or something.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, then why would you want it?
So memorable.
Yeah!
But I feel like that's all of them when you get down to the basis elements.
Yeah, what is the point of being a seeker in the Holders universe? I feel like every object kills you, even if you succeed the trial.
Objects, it's RNG based, for one.
Yeah. It's like a dice roll.
And then once you get the object, it's not even fucking good.
Yeah, most of them... There was one, remember, that had an actual effect. It was it makes you immune to being afraid or something.
But
it even said it doesn't help you with other Holders trials.
So what's the point? Why don't you just go for that one and then just abandon it?
Because if you're the type of person that's willing to go through an average Holders trial, you're probably already not afraid of non-Holders trial things, you know?
Yeah. So it's pointless.
It feels pointless. Yeah,
but anyway, here's the first one.
Someone else, like an easily frightened dog or loved one.
So this is the first one, the Holder of Chaos.
Oh, fuck, no! I'm gonna kill Chaos!
This is where they got it from. Why don't you read it?
This is the anti-Square Enix Holder. In any city, in any country, go to any hospital and ask, wait, what happened to Mental Health Institute?
It's a different
and ask to visit the one who refers to himself as the Holder of Chaos. The clerk will begin to shake his head and pound his fists upon the table.
No!
I hate chaos!
We hate him!
Fucking Gollum.
No!
Ask. I'm already broken. We got one sentence in. Ask him thrice more, and he will stand up quietly and lead you to a room. So again, remember, this is just any person who works at a hospital. So this implies they have to do this. This is like protocol.
No!
It's like, ask him thrice more, and he will stand up quietly and lead you to a room with only one door, the one which you entered through. You must close your eyes. If you don't, you will forever be stricken blind, and the only thing you will see is a constant sight of utter chaos.
What does that mean?
I mean, you're seeing something, so you're not blind.
Yeah, it was like physically, what am I seeing though? Like, what's chaos?
It's just a perpetual Square Enix direct. All timelines.
Please, no.
If you've closed your eyes in time, after an hour of standing in confusion, you have to wait a fucking hour?
Jesus.
You will hear a soft voice call out, "Do you have them?" Do not answer this question. Instead, stomp your foot upon the floor and then open your eyes. If you see a long, stretching field in front of you, then you have succeeded in the first half of your endeavor. If you see a fiery plain of death and mutilation, then it is too late for you.
What?
You will be devoured
What did
by
I
your
do?
own thoughts of your greatest fear.
What did I do wrong?
You wait an hour and then you get fucked anyways.
There's a coin
dice
flip.
rolls bad.
No, that was a coin flip at that point. It's like you hope you may win, but you also may lose. You have no influence over this.
The lady's like, "Oh, heads, sorry, hell for you."
I guess that's why it's so chaotic.
Yeah, that's true. Walk towards the setting sun in the grassy field for 1 hour until you reach a tree with no leaves on its branches. As you get closer, you see that the tree is constructed out of bones, and it is surrounded in
I'll be honest,
blood.
once I'm at this object, that's kind of a bit tame.
Yeah.
Oh, it's made of bones.
Submerge yourself fully in this blood, and when you surface once more, you will feel a bone hand press something into your palm. It is a small vial. Oh, the sentence didn't even end there. Drink from the vial, and you find yourself standing in the lobby of the hospital. Wait, you have to drink it, so you've already used it to get out of the thing.
I guess the object, but maybe the actual glass itself.
This vial is Object 22 of 538. The hour is nigh, and the demons are calling.
Imagine having done this and looking at this little vial and 500 more of these fucking things.
Yeah, and 500 more instances of oh, sorry, just by chance you're fucked.
Yeah, you got a 1% chance of getting through all the RNG gates.
Yeah, for real. You know what you have to do? You have to
form
an organization of holders. You have to have an organization of holders and send in members, and then when one dies, it's well, they knew what they were getting into. Because there's no way anyone could do them all alone. It's impossible. You have to have a team.
I'm putting together a team.
Actually, I just realized the holders would be pretty trivial if you had SCP-2000, right? Because you could just keep making people.
Yeah. But they have to be
all right.
It's usually a test of your character, though, is the thing.
Oh, well, what character is there to a newly born clone?
Not much, is exactly what I mean. But what did you think of the Holder of Chaos? This is quite vanilla as it goes for our holders.
Yeah. I would have to say this one, definitely a 13 out of 10 banger. I'm really disappointed. After reading these, I kind of am disappointed in the SCP Foundation.
Yeah.
Because, it just seems kind of lame in comparison, you know?
Also, there's episode 69 I forgot to mention.
No, it's 68B, right?
Oh, right.
Because the last time we did a Holders, it was a B.
Of course, we haven't reached that number yet. 68B, of course.
Head. I mean, it can be 69 if you want. I don't know.
No, 68B now. We got to do something special for 69. But the Holder of Chaos, I have to say, quite vanilla. Well, not that chaotic.
If we don't do the guest episode, I think for 69 we should read My Immortal.
I disagree.
Oh, damn.
Shot down
immediately.
Quite vanilla. Not very chaotic at all.
Yeah, give me a new one. How about that?
This one's a bit longer, so I'll give you the actual link. I'll let you peer into the wiki. This is the Holder of Wealth. Uh-oh.
The Holder of Wealth.
Shall I read this?
If you want, go for it.
In any city, in any country, go to any mental institution or halfway house. He said the thing! You can get yourself to. When you reach the front desk, ask to visit someone who calls himself the Holder of Wealth. The worker will raise one eyebrow as if puzzled by your request. You've spoken to the wrong person. Try again at a different hospital. No, it doesn't say that. Ask a second time, and the worker will shrug and take you across the street where an opulent mansion awaits. If you are observant by nature,
it was just there the whole time.
You may notice that the mansion was not there when you started your quest. Its owner would rather you didn't think about it. That's insane. That's insane. That's too far.
You're telling me there isn't a mansion across from every single halfway house and mental institute?
I was there. I supported this wiki through everything, but this is too far. Its owner would rather you didn't think about such things. Inside the front door will lie a grand staircase spiraling up across the foyer. The walls will be covered with fine paintings, and a large marble statue will rest on a pedestal by the base of the stairs.
Is this the Part 1 Joestar mansion?
It sounds like it, yeah. The statue's eldritch features will evoke an image of a truly horrific beast, at once both alien and evil. Admire it all you want, but don't touch it unless you wish to awaken the starved monster. Ascend the staircase. As long as you don't touch anything, you will be safe. Don't panic. At the top of the stairs, you will find a small wooden door. Its plain and unassuming appearance is a sharp contrast to its decadent surroundings. It will open on its own for you, so long as you are not afraid. Past it, you will see a man with a pointed goatee and short, cropped, gelled hair standing behind a large mahogany desk. His suit is made of both human flesh and Italian silk.
Ah, yes, the two suit types. Human flesh and Italian silk. It's like half and half directly.
Like Two-Face?
Yeah!
He may speak, and at great length. He will talk about his amazingly beautiful house and the lovely statue of his concubine resting downstairs. He may flex on you.
Damn.
Do not interrupt him, and do not answer any questions he may ask. When he is finished, steel yourself and confidently ask, "May I have my salary?" He will proceed to explain to you, in great detail, the value of life.
Wait, is this an actual manager?
Yeah, this is how I get my pay. He will talk of things worse than death, and he will tell you exactly what he expects you to do. The fabulous interior of the room will rot away, and the floor will turn from French weave to feces.
Oh, that's just gross.
The man's appearance will become cyclopic and unimaginably horrendous. He will fish out a small banknote from the pockets of his human suit and hand it to you. How much is this? That note is object 8 of 538. Its holder is counting on you to spend it, so that you remain indebted to him and his subpar labour.
So you have to go through all this just to get, like...
Please,
That's just what it feels like to try and collect unemployment after COVID.
It's like, I've not got my benefit check. Go to any halfway house or mental institution.
You have to find like a Cyclops and stand in feces, and he's like, "Here is $12. I'm counting on you to spend it."
It's the Holder of Wealth. This is actually a pretty good one because there's no RNG here. Like, if you fuck up, it's because you fucked up.
That's true.
So,
this is one of the only ones with zero RNG
fair.
elements. Yeah. The only element that you could fail is like the door won't open if you're too scared of it. But like that's not.
But
really
that doesn't
RNG.
like
You have to not be a baby.
But even then, it doesn't say that anything bad happens to you. It's just that you can't go in.
Yeah, you can just walk back out. Well,
Just
the owner.
anything.
Just don't touch anything. It says. So I guess if you trip, RNG trip.
I guess you get fucking mauled by like the devil.
Yeah. You touch the painting and you teleport in like a fucking Mario 64 level.
Battlefields.
Alright, so...
Go to any
we're
castle.
We're only 14 minutes in. We have a lot of room for holders today.
Go to any castle you can find and ask for the holder of cake. The toad will look at you with disgust.
He will tell you your princess is in another castle.
Do not believe
Must
him.
ask him again. Do not believe it! Alright, what do you have next for me?
The next one we have is the Holder of Catastrophe.
Our guest said he can't because he's too busy.
Damn. Well, never mind. They don't need to hear about this. The Holder of Catastrophe.
Holder of Catastrophe?
I'm going to pass
Is that
this
worse
back
than
to you.
Chaos?
I guess.
Oh, wow. Give me the long one, huh?
Yeah.
Curious. The Holder of Catastrophe In any city, in any country, go to any abandoned amusement park you can enter. Oh, is this Defunctville?
I guess.
What's that YouTube series called? Yeah. Find the largest roller coaster in the park, no matter its condition. Take a seat on the far left side of the first car. So what constitutes abandoned? Can it be like abandoned for one day, or does it have to already be like worn down?
I think it's the spookiness it values.
Okay.
As long as
so
it's
like
spooky.
if it up. Gotcha. Take a seat on the far left side of the first cart, then close your eyes and whisper, "I wish to see the Holder of Catastrophe."
The roller coaster cart will look at you with anger.
Wait, hold on. This one doesn't require a halfway house. I thought they all did. That's what it said in the beginning of the lore. I feel cheated.
There's a spin-off.
You will feel the coaster start to move, yet you cannot open your eyes, or you will find yourself moving through an endless void, which you will never escape.
How do you know?
The coaster will... Yeah, how would you know to write that?
This guy's making shit up.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah. The coaster will then slowly start to head up for what seems to be ages as you listen to the rumbling of the tracks. You will then hear voices whisper at you and ask you to save them. Yet, you must not respond to them or they will take you away to the same void to which they belong.
Yeah, who told you this,
Voices
mate?
will stop... Yeah, it's someone's cheat coding.
This guy is just lying.
Fucking
Nothing bad
Deck
happens.
Arcane over here with save states.
This guy's just gatekeeping the...
I actually have a fun lore for the holders, which is that all of these are false instructions, and they're meant to seem legit and intentionally make people fail them. Like, these are all incorrect instructions by some, like, malignant entity. Is malignant the right word? Maligned? Yeah. The voices will stop speaking to you, and the cart will come to a stop. With your eyes still closed, you must grasp the bar in the cart as tightly as you possibly can, or you will be left behind forever. So if it's like
this one's very unforgiving.
Yeah, for real. After you do so, you will feel yourself plummeting straight down at impossible speeds. Well, dude, have you ever heard of the Speed of Light? I don't think this holder's that powerful.
No, impossible.
I don't think there's
impossible speeds.
The air around you will start to grow cold and continues as it feels as if you are freezing. As you sense the cart around you disappear, you must keep hold of the bar as it is the only thing keeping you attached to reality. Abruptly, you will stop. Drop the bar and sit still with your eyes closed until you hear the sound of a carnival fanfare in the distance. And only then can you open your eyes, then spelled incorrectly, to which you will be greeted by a large pinstriped circus tent a few yards in front of you, surrounded by meadows and happy people, young and old. You must walk towards the tent, staring at the small entrance which is shrouded by darkness. As you continue walking, the scenery around you will start morphing. Slowly, the meadow dies. The carnival... All of them do this. The carnival music slows and bends in pitch until it starts to... They all are like a corruption of something else.
Yeah.
Until it starts to sound twisted and demonic. The people decay in the various spots they stand. They will scream in agony and ask you to help them. Yet you cannot look directly at them, or you will meet the same fate as these illusions.
You must do fucking anything.
Until you... Yeah, really. I feel like doing a holder challenge is like doing one of those levels in Mario Maker where you just like sit there and it does it for you.
Yeah.
You have to autopilot it pretty much. You must continue forward until you finally reach the dark entrance. Walk forward and allow yourself to be swallowed by the darkness. Yeah, they should actually create an open world holder, I think, where you're allowed to explore a little and get multiple endings. Yeah, do not stop or look back. As if you
can now play as Luigi.
Yeah, do not stop or look back. As if you do either, you will never find an exit.
You literally can't do anything.
Continue your walk into the void until you see a dim light in the distance and start to hear the sobbing of a man. Follow these two signs. This better be a fucking good object. Follow these two signs as you hear the crying of the man growing louder until you can see the light is coming from a door in the darkness. When you walk through the door, you will be greeted by a cold cement cell. In the far left corner, you will see the crying man dressed as a circus clown, covering his face with a small diary.
Bubble.
You must slowly approach him as not to aggravate him until he is right by your feet. Sit down next to him and ask, "What do we have to lose?"
And he looks up at you, played by Joaquin Phoenix.
The clown will then read you an excerpt from the diary through his sobs. The writings in detail describe the demise of millions of innocents and the forces that so cruelly and coldly carried out this act. As he reads, illusions will appear around you, and in the sight of your vision you will see every death of every person in the story, many of which were slaughtered, many of which were taken by disease. However, you must keep looking at the clown, as if you lose sight of him, you will be stuck in this illusion and you will become part of the story yourself. After he is done, he will stop crying. He will lower the book from in front of his face, revealing that he has suffered the same decay as the illusions which you had seen before. He will hand the book to you, which you must accept. He warns you that you cannot read the diary yourself, or else you will be driven mad.
So what was fucked
He will then whisper, "When the stakes are high, best play the clown," as the rest of his body starts to decay, as well as the room around you. You must close your eyes one more time, keeping hold of the book, and count to exactly 12 seconds before opening them. When you do, you will find yourself in the same seat of the roller coaster in which you began. The diary is object 12 of 538. These events must never be allowed to occur again.
The difficulty curve with these fucking objects is horrendous. Because the object of chaos is like fucking super easy. Then you get the diary, you can't fucking do anything, or else you die. Like,
the diary,
you get sent to super hell instantly.
Honestly, gonna be real with the diary, because this one doesn't require any like emotional or RNG. I would just make a robot and have the robot do it perfectly.
Good point. But then the robot will like get demonic power and become sentient and be like, "Now I will take your."
And then the robot decays because you cheated. Must collect diary.
This robot is object 539 of 539. It will now kill you.
It's not even like menacing or ominous. It's just like, it will now proceed to assassinate you. Hey, have you read Chainsaw Man?
I have not. No, I'm waiting for the anime because I don't like read mangas because they're mangas are kind of.
Well,
I wouldn't say it, but we all kind of know about comics.
Well, the anime won't get to the end, but you should read it because that. After reading that, like all of these just seem like. I mean, all of these already just seemed pretty lame, but I don't know, man. It just puts a lot of things in perspective. I think it's the difference between. I don't think a story cannot have like super bad consequences, but they kind of have to be built up, or else they don't really feel realistic and they're not really spooky. You know what I mean?
No, it's scary when like you don't count to 4 before doing the thing, and then you get like killed by demons instantly.
Yeah, like reading this doesn't scare me. It makes me feel exhausted for whoever has to do this.
How many people do you think they went through before they figured out it was
work.
Exactly 12 seconds?
Yeah, it's like, oops, that was 12.4.
Time to die.
Will play the clown, and then you die and become the clown.
The thing is, it doesn't say what happens if you do it any other time, so maybe that's just the amount of time that worked, and they never tested anything else.
You know what? Fair, because they got to the end. It's like, why fuck with it anymore?
12 seconds works. Just do 12 seconds.
Yeah, just try not.
That's messed up because, like, you've got the diary at that point, and you still hold the risk of getting fucked. It's like, you should have won by that point.
And then what happens then? Because the clown's already decayed, so now it's just going to be lying there, and it's going to ruin everything for everyone else.
You just ruined the challenge.
Do you think someone's ever soft-locked a Holders challenge? Like they mess up a step and it gets stuck in a loop and doesn't work anymore.
We've got our
Alright, do you have any
one.
more for me?
The Holder of Speed.
Oh my god, Sonic? Or is this speed like cocaine?
Let's find out. I'll read this one. In any city, in any country, go to any mental institution or halfway house you can get yourself to. When you reach the front desk, ask for something called the Holder of the Speed. The worker should become motionless. Look around yourself. If everything else became motionless, you are on the right path. Oh, you start like menacingly walking around like, this is the world.
Yeah, can you just activate this for the free time stop?
Yeah. He's got cherry earrings, the receptionist. Today, take you in.
Just fucking donut him into the wall.
If you are not, no one shall know of your demise. This will make it all the worse. You will notice that moving around and breathing will become gradually but increasingly difficult. This is expected, for the Earth slowly becomes motionless. If I had to compare it to something, it'd be like being a diver who's just come up for air, only for someone to grab you and pull you back down.
Fucking part 3.
You should explore carefully the halls surrounding you, thinking about your first great failure. but be aware that if you take too long, you will suffocate. That's sort of a mundane death method for one of these.
Yeah.
Your objective is to find a child who still moves amidst all the surrounding statuesque shapes. I'm pretty sure this was in Heavy Rain. The child will approach you with a ball. Hand it over to you. Pay attention to how the ball was held. The child will then declare,
Jason!
You're it!
And everyone outside the room, always giggling.
Always giggling. If they're not giggling, you will die of 10,000 knife wounds.
What you'll have to do is return the ball. Careful to not be fooled by the voice echoing within the hall, for wasted time means you're closer to death by asphyxiation. As time passes, the air will become harder to cut through, requiring greater strength. Warmth will slowly leave your body. Droplets of water will pierce your skin. Damn. Most likely, you'll be blinded, deafened, and similarly mutilated during this chase. Vision will be impaired as everything slowly darkens, as even light itself is eventually reaching a stop. It is certain that you will find the child in one of the hallways, under a beam of light.
Hold on. Wait, what do you mean light stops, but they'll be under a beam of light? What? Alright, I'm done with the holders.
It could be coming from a window, a lamp, or any similar light source. You should return the ball in the same way it was given to you and attempt to escape, giving continuity to the game. If you succeeded, the air won't be heavy anymore. You will notice every place you ran past will be damaged to some degree. Depending on where you finished your ordeal, you may have to give many explanations to the facility's administration and somehow avoid imprisonment.
Wait, if it's like damaged by intense time powers, how would they possibly accuse you? It's like, oh yeah, I smashed up the
There's
world
like this case
around me.
like, turn the speed speed on that footage down. That chop was incredibly fast. Only I could have noticed it.
Aye.
If you failed, the child will once again hand you the ball as soon as you're reached. He will then again declare, "You're it!" and dash through the corridors. You will probably die, pierced by the Earth's humidity and suffocated before you can reach the infinite a second time. Your newfound agility is object 32 of 538.
Wait,
Hold on.
so you get
I
something
get the
from this,
world.
make you faster.
Just do this one.
It says it doesn't really specify if you get like the world level agility again or not. Also, how is it somehow avoid imprisonment? If you do have the world level agility, how can they ever imprison
This is how I avoid imprisonment. I stop time and donut him.
Yeah, Johnson. If you donut Johnson, he will make a strange face at you and pass out from blood.
I already finished up. Oh, Security Chief Daniels. I already took care of Johnson.
You bastard!
Mentioning the child to others will earn you, at first, scorn and ridicule. To mention him a second time is to invite your demands at the hands of everyone in earshot, if you're lucky.
Oh, so it's just like a universal like thing implanted in human minds.
Yeah. Everyone just fucking hates this kid and doesn't want to hear about him.
Yeah.
Instinctually.
It's like, shut up about Jason. We don't want to hear anymore. We all played Heavy Rain. It wasn't
But it's like,
that good.
it's to invite your demise. How are they going to fucking get me? I'll stop time.
Yeah.
The way everyone was defeated in an instant.
Sky, I'll have to use my fucking holder diary. It allows me to see the future.
But aren't you meant to not read that? Is that really okay?
Honk honk. Yeah, this is by far the best holder power because it's one of the only like 2 or 3 we've read that gives you something, and it's like stupid broken. It also doesn't say you can't use it in other holder trials like that one, so this would make every other trial a lot easier.
The clown's like gonna fucking kill you for not listening properly. Like, sorry, I already stopped time at the 2-second mark.
Yeah, you could just stop time and pluck the diaries out of everyone's fucking hand, or the objects out of everyone's hands, and then leave. This is actually the best holder.
Yeah, this is the best power.
Right,
This is the best one you can get. I have another one here, the Holder of Denial. This is, I'll give this one to you.
You have to keep texting her, even after she's ghosted you for 3 months. If you do, she will make a funny face and tell you about the Holder of Denial.
If you need to phone this over to me at some point, you can.
Oh, damn it. This one's long. Tan. We had a good thing going with the short holders. Okay. I've worked in halfway house. Oh, this one's like a narrative. I've worked in halfway houses and mental institutions all over the country, in countless cities and towns. The work isn't bad, and it pays a bit better than most menial jobs I've held. I try to be a good girl, I should probably change my voice. I try to be a good girl, to be kind and polite to others, but my job's affected
voice bit?
To help the sick and broken, you need to harden your heart and accept unpleasant truths about people. Except that some addicts don't want to get clean. That's what seems like compassion. That which seems like compassion can sometimes be indulging the delusions of the mad, and that some people really do need to be restrained for their own good.
I like the implication that in the Holder's universe that all mental institutions are like Arkham Asylum.
I won't say the name or location of the place I work now, only that I've been here for a long time. When I was first hired, the pay was low and the hours were short, and I was not in a position to complain. I'd been working reception for a week or two when a man came in, walked with purpose to my desk, and asked to see the Holder of Denial. A look of confusion must have come over my face. Oh no, it isn't! She can't control it! Because he grew suddenly impatient. He screamed at me and I flinched. He banged his fist on the desk and insisted that he see the Holder of Denial. I was still trying to calm him down when my supervisor came forward. Mr. Musil took one look at the man, and the man fell silent. Mr. Musil nodded to me, said, "It's all right," and led the man down a hallway that I must have passed 100 times without ever noticing. The man glanced back at me with a grim smile on his face. I glared at him. There was no excuse for rudeness like that, and I was irritated that he'd come down so quickly for my supervisor. It had made me look incompetent. Others came after him, all demanding to see the Holder of Denial, all screaming and making a scene only to calm down once Mr. Musil arrived to take them away. I walked after them once or twice, just out of curiosity, just to see what they were doing. Each time, Mr. Musil led them through a door, locked them in, and walked away. He smiled at me when we passed each other. Once he left the key in the lock behind him, and I nearly used it to open the door, but when my hand touched the key, I felt a sick sense of guilt, a hard chewing feeling in my gut that I'd felt before when I knew the mess I was about to be punished for was my fault and my fault alone. I pulled the key out and returned it to Mr. Musil's desk. He left early that evening. It wasn't until the next day that I heard what happened to him, how he'd driven his car with his wife and son in it off a bridge, how the windows had been rolled down and the seatbelts buckled, and how it seemed that none of them had tried to get out of the car. They'd all sat there while the filthy river water rushed in and drowned them. The next time someone came demanding the Holder, I hid. I can't stand to be yelled at, so I ran to the back room and hoped the red-eyed pregnant woman at the front would go away and look for her Holder of Denial elsewhere. She had been shouting for 8 solid minutes when I went to Mr. Musil's desk and found the key I'd left there. I led her to the door at the end of the hallway without the slightest feeling of unease, though I did wonder if Mr. Musil had been in the habit of going back to let them out later in the day. He always locked the door behind them, so they surely weren't getting out on their own. There must have been some other exits they were using. That seemed likely. Did it? Did it really? That he just was locking people in a room and making them use another door? I didn't worry about it. After the pregnant woman, the next person to ask for the Holder was a young man who'd only started his shouting when I cut him off, saying, "I'll only take you if you quiet down and ask me politely." He looked around uncertainly and repeated his request in a more civil tone.
Imagine you get one of these little instructions, and then, like, when you're doing what you're supposed to, like, can you stop?
I just realized maybe her doing that was like the RNG that's fucked him, and that's why he's all freaked out. He's like, "Ah, shit, this means I'm gonna get my dick ripped off." He trembled as I led him to the door, and as did the next few who came to see the Holder. All were at a loss in the face of a few words that they hadn't expected. Oh my god, he is too big, he's so... That, I guess when you're a Holder, you have to, right? You have to, like, internalize everything to that degree. I'm gonna popcorn it to you.
From then, I took care of the sad-eyed, determined ones who asked to see the Holder. They were mostly men, but there were a lot of women too. Almost all of them wore a dry, haunted look on their faces, and the few who didn't smiled so brightly that they frightened me. I took the ones who wore piles of rags and the ones who wore tailored suits. I took the ones with scars and tattoos, with long beards and tight smiles, with pale skin and dark skin and veins that bulged at the surface. None of them came back. I felt such tenderness towards the quiet, broken-looking ones. With them, I felt like a mother putting a sick child to bed. The arrogant, cruel-eyed ones I sent through the door laughing inside, feeling an inexplicable, mean satisfaction. For the life of me, I couldn't tell you why. After all, they'd asked to go through that door, hadn't they? I must make it sound as if these people came in every day, but that's only because they blurred together over the years. Really, they arrive occasionally and randomly. Sometimes months will go by without one arriving, and then 2 will come on the same day, just hours apart. I've only seen a lot of them because I've been here a long time. The bad habits that used to keep me from holding down a job, tardiness, absent-mindedness, my tendency to slip out the back and sneak secret joints that led to the absent-mindedness.
This is the most based one written so far.
None of these things bothered anybody so long as I kept leading the seekers to the door. I took longer hours. People covered for my mistakes and started looking at me strangely, the way I used to look at Mr. Measle. By and by, I began to feel a nagging doubt. I wondered, what if there's no second door, no exit for that room? I'd never seen anything but darkness inside, never taken more than a second's accidental look. How big could it possibly be? All those people going in and never coming out. It must have begun to get crowded in there. It might be better if fewer people ever entered the door. Around the time I started entertaining these thoughts, I began to notice a button under the front desk. I don't know if it had been there before, hard and jewelled and amber-coloured, but if I pressed it when a seeker came, the lights in the room would flicker and go bright. And while I was grinding, I'd feel something soft move past me and smell something foul. And when the lights returned to normal, the seeker was always gone.
Oh my god! Is that how the RNG happens? It's just if the person at the desk doesn't like you, it hits a button?
But at least I didn't have to send them all down the hallway.
Wait, that's actually fucking hilarious if that's what it... Like, this whole time we thought it was RNG, it's just like the person didn't like you based on their random intuition. That's so fucking funny.
I pressed the button on the seekers who hadn't learned that I value politeness, and on those that didn't ask politely enough. When I saw something smirking and contemptuous in the seeker's eyes, I would press the button hard enough to break the skin of my palm. I began to take comfort in cleanliness of light and the muffled cries that sounded like songs. I took any excuse I could to press the button and not send a seeker down the hall. Those I did send still didn't return. Until one day when one man did return. I didn't like him from the moment he entered, with his sharp shoot and sharp smile and empty eyes. I went for the button before he reached the desk. Damn, just doesn't like the look of you. But something stopped my hand. He nodded and asked me very politely to see the Holder of Denial.
Oh, do you see that there? He asked very politely. That means the guide changed.
Some people I lead to the Holder tremble with visible fear. Others hide it, and a very small number seem to be able to suppress it. But this man simply lacked it, the way a story might lack a proper ending. It chilled me. I was relieved to send him through the door. He gave me a too-wide smile and a wink and disappeared into darkness. I locked him in, stumbled outside and smoked until a thin excuse for calm returned to me. Then I went back to my desk and pretended to busy myself with paperwork. I heard footsteps coming down the hallway that I must have walked down 100 times without hesitating on, and the man with empty eyes came out. He was carrying something in his hands, something covered in hair or perhaps made of hair, long wet strands of hair that trailed down through his fingers. I tried to press the button that would bring the clean white light, the light that was pure and that would cover this ugliness. He stopped me. He moved faster than my eye could follow and stopped me, keeping my hand held in his, grinning a devil's smile and clucking his tongue. His grin was too wide. I was sure he'd swallow me up. Popcorn.
Terrified, I asked only one question. What are you going to do to me? I thought he would kill me. What he did was much worse. He explained things to me. He told me what had happened to each person I had sent down the hallway, told me in great detail the tests they had failed and the tortures they had suffered. He told me what happened to seekers under the blinding light that kept me from seeing the things I'd set on them, that tore them apart and dragged them into the white-hot filament of each light bulb. He told me about the thing I had been helping to guard and the thing that helped me guard it. He made me see what I had done. He left. I didn't. Seekers still come asking for the Holder of Denial. Wait, it's already gone, though. Uh-oh. Some I send down the hall, some I press the button on. I don't know if there's anything there for them to seek anymore. No others have ever come back. I try to be a good girl, kind and polite to others, but my job has affected me. To stay whole and healthy, you need to harden your heart to unpleasant truths about yourself, to tie your thoughts down for your own good. The Trichinobezoar... What the fuck?
I don't know.
The man carried out is Object 138 of 538, and I am the least of the trials that you must face to find it. What do you mean the least? On your random whim, they get fucked.
I guess it's even worse inside. This one's actually like... This one I actually like legitimately like, which is weird.
I actually do too, because I think it really shifts the format of it, and it makes it something like mildly interesting by adding a narrative that we've been making fun of because it's not really like explained. And this is like their first time kind of going into detail with it, and it takes more of a narrative approach than just like, and something super spooky happens and then everyone die. This is like an actually good one. So I found out what a trichinobezoar is. It's just the stupid fancy word for hairball.
Oh.
Like a cat's hairball.
There's a cat in there?
I guess. That was actually a good holder. I'm surprised.
Yeah, we never.
Do you have any more for us?
We can keep going indefinitely here. Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me have a look. So let me see if we can find a funny looking one. Let me see this. I'll pick a random one here. Let's go for the Holder of Compassion.
Compassion.
Maybe this one's like nice.
If you don't say please and thank you, the holder eats you. And then you die. Alright, you want to read this one?
Sure. In any city, in any country, go to any animal shelter and tell the first woman you see, I'm here for the Holder of Compassion.
This one's gender locked?
Do not tell a man or he will try to end your life.
Why does this feel like what people on Twitter think men are?
The bluntness of that he will try to end your life. It's not like so even a supernatural, he just like picks up a bat.
I gotta be real, like, we make fun of these and they're ridiculous, but these are honestly way more fun to read than most SCPs because of that fact. Like, this is hilarious.
If you have come at the right time, there's a right time? The woman will shiver.
This is the most RNG one yet!
How about, you don't know, what's the right time? Tell me!
Oh no.
The woman will shiver and lead you through the building to an incredibly long concrete hall lined with dirty cages where they keep a striking array of unwanted animals, from mundane cats and dogs to tropical birds and monkeys. The woman will continue walking ahead of you but will not speak or slow down. It will become increasingly apparent that every animal is sick or injured in some way, and their conditions grow worse as you progress down the hall. Some are missing eyes or limbs, others bleed from open wounds. The floor grows thicker with matted hair and feathers. Cages appear caked with feces and flies buzz loudly in your face. The stink is overpowering and the air is hot. You will come to a sharp turn, then another, then another. Your guide will disappear around the third or fourth bend, but continue forward, quietly. You will notice that the animals themselves became slightly more peculiar as you wander what now feels like a veritable labyrinth for hours on end. You will see animals from far-off continents, rodents of unusual size, and colourful reptiles you have never heard of. But even as the creatures become more exotic, so too their afflictions become increasingly horrendous. Pus weeps from open sores, bloated ticks scramble over scabrous flesh, and blood flows in large rivers from small bodies. Some creatures are all but hidden under globular tumours and cysts. Animals reach out to you, pleading with their eyes, if they have eyes, to end their existence, but do not dare touch them, or you'll carry their afflictions for life. Do not attempt to let any animal free, or it will kill you, no matter how helpless and small it appears. Should you wish to leave, the last bend you took will lead back outside, but you will never be rid of the pathogens you have been breathing.
Wait, what?
Oh, damn. Some were never meant for this world. Terrible contagions who will unleash on man for all time.
Is this how COVID happened?
I was going to say, this one, the penalty for this one's pretty harsh, because everyone gets fucked.
Yeah, just because one person's irresponsible. So much for compassion, you're killing everybody else. This is like the most selfish one.
Yeah. Should you continue on the proper path, the strangeness around you will escalate to maddening levels. Entrails drag and eyeballs dangled. The walls swarm with parasites no doctor could name. Soon you will come across fly-blown fish and squid floundering helpless on caged floors. Dogs pace and whine without heads. Gore-crusted skeletons scrabble at rusted bars. You will see things long extinct and things that were yet to evolve, squawking and croaking for food and water that will never come. Eventually you will arrive in a perfectly round chamber, small but impossibly high. The ceiling is obscured in darkness, but cages line the walls as far as the eye up can see. Keep your head down.
This doesn't seem like a very safe place for animals. We should call about getting the shelter shut down.
Keep your head down, for the suffering you would witness in this room might forever destroy your mind. Focus only on the dark shape in the centre of the floor, a nondescript pile of black fur on a filthy pillow. Ask this creature one question and one question alone. What is compassion? If you hear, I am awaiting my family, all is lost, for the shaggy beast will immediately rip you to shreds with unseen claws. If you were, however, worthy of this quest, what's the criteria? It will answer your question in excruciating detail. Be forewarned that you will not like this knowledge. When it's finished
Why?
speaking,
It's compassion!
When it's finished speaking, ask the creature, "Can I fix this?" If it yet brings up its family, now is a good time to run. You were not meant to be here.
Wait, so you're worthy for the first
There's
part,
two
but not the second part?
There's 2 origins.
There's 2 levels of worthiness. Like,
This
oh,
guy
you're worthy
can't
enough
shut
to
the
hear
fuck
the
about
first
his
part.
family.
Yeah.
If it says, "Do what you must, kill the animal by any means possible," if you are successful, you will hear the echo of its dying words. "I was loved." Search the body and you will find only bones, hair, and a worn pink collar with a rusted heart-shaped tag. The air is now clear, cool and silent. Only clean white bones remain in cages. Step outside this room and you'll be outside the shelter. The collar is object 133 of 538. The address on the ancient tag will be your own.
Oh, so this one gives you a house. That's not so bad.
Well, I don't know if... I took that as like it just knows where your house is.
Oh, never mind. That is a lot lamer. I thought I was like, oh, you get a free house.
That's pretty good.
Well, yeah, half these objects fucking suck.
They don't even do anything. It's just like a thing that you've suffered immensely for.
Yeah, not only do they do nothing, but if you collect them all, then you just fuck the world anyway.
Yeah, it's not that good.
Honestly, why would you ever be a seeker? This is so stupid. Just like collect rocks.
Yeah, you'll have
That's
a lot
what this
more
must
fun
be like.
than
Really, like the seekers must be like the horror version of like collectors. Yeah.
Like, oh, dude, I've got Object 57, the limited edition.
Damn. But yeah, I think that's enough holders for today.
Yeah, we'll have to write one ourselves one time. Are you allowed to, or are these all written by the same guy and like locked?
I'm pretty sure they're just written by randos.
We should write one at one point. That would be fun, I think.
Discover an SCP contest, write a holders article.
That'd be pretty based, I think. Yeah, if the holder of discovering SCP, holder of podcast.
In any YouTube
go to any
channel, in any comment section, ask the channel owner to see a video about the holder of YouTube. They will ban you immediately.
If they do, you must delete your Google account, or else you will.
Or else
Google
fate. Himself will find you.
Google, you know, Google's not even like the big one of the company. They're a subsidiary of Alphabet, which is the most menacing villain.
So am I. My name's made of letters too.
No, fuck you. All right, you're the holder of die now because you'll be dying for me.
Oh yeah, well I'm going to tell you about all the people who ever died. So get fucking ready.
All right, are we going to try and read all the comments or try and skim through them?
It's up to you, really.
We have a solid number of them, so I want to try and read them all, but I don't want to get exhausted and then only
we're not going to do any
like
repeats. One comment from each person.
Okay. Sounds good. So, oh wow, someone in the comments is fucking cheeky. Dino Tales, not this person. Dino Tales says, well, here goes. My first SCP recommendation for this new age is SCP-5538. Well, looks like I'm going back to being the recommendations guy. 45-25, I'll tell you what the hidden message in the page source is. Tanhoney is a bad writer. Or is he?
So when I just joked about people getting banned, so I'm now going to sort of enact that. Bye.
So the cheeky guy I was talking about, this guy's YouTube name is Better Than Tanhoney.
Oh.
And he wrote, Keter Dark, according to Cactus Container, is an SCP that is illogical.
Oh, whereas all the others are so logical.
Adcoxshaj B says, try reading Demon Hector and Dread Titania. Didn't we already read Dread Titania?
No.
Oh. That one's almost longer than 5004 and 5000. Oh, this guy. I do not like the long ones, but that's up to Tanhoney.
We'll see. I've not read it fully myself yet.
Brain. We should just make this a Holders podcast, to be honest.
Yeah, so everyone's here for the Holders episode, really.
Discovering Holders. Lucas Ferretti says, the city in the sea is Ganzir. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Comedy Man Kelp says, wow, I can't believe I've been watching Discovery SCP for 68 episodes. Almost a third of my life.
Yeah, it fucking shows.
Holy shit! What does that mean?
You're immature. Because you're like
I believe
5.
this person said they're alternate... Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
Because they're 5.
Got him. I believe this person said their alternate name was like a Tasty Pie. So a Tasty Pie says, you are legally obligated to continue the series to episode 69. You are allowed to end the series anytime after that. Secret message start. There is nothing here. Promise. Totally no secret message or anything. Spoiler alert. There is actually a secret here. Sorry for lying, but I would be surprised if anyone read it.
Stop playing with me.
Secret message end. Just the... Manly Fish says, it's been a lot of fun listening to all these episodes.
Skipper?
Gives me something to look forward to on the weekend. Thanks for making them. And props to AnAnomalousWriter for editing them. But Dan Oni. So in 5000 is the entity in the subconscious that was stretched on the horizon and talks to people with their own voices, an already existing character / god / mythological figure, or a new thing made only for this article?
The latter.
Oh, interesting. For Darnell, did you originally actually want to be a part of this series, or did Dan Oni just drag you along? Well, I wanted to be a part of this, although now that we've gotten a taste of the Holders, I kind of wish this was a Holders podcast.
Yeah, he was getting all these, before he came on the SCP podcast, he was getting all these offers from Holders guys to do the podcast with them.
Yeah.
He didn't see how the market was going to shift.
Yeah, I thought it was an SCP market. By the way, if you're curious about Darnell, I have another podcast that's already over. It was a limited series called Good Morning Poon Poon that you can find on like Spotify and iTunes.
Just the mini-series.
Yeah, it's just a mini-series. It was only like 6 or 7 episodes. I actually got a DM about that earlier today. Someone was like, hey, can I share your Poon Poon podcast on my other servers? And it was like the most honored I've ever felt in my entire life. I was like, oh, someone watched it. A bush from the island of Borneo says, maybe the true Discovering SCP, starring Tanhoney and the other guy. Other guy, huh?
Yeah.
Funny. I've burnt you, by the way. You're a burnt bush. You're nothing but ash.
Gods!
Holder of ash. That actually sounds like a Dark Souls boss.
That's the boss.
I just realized if you think about it, Dark Souls is just one big Holder article seeking the flame.
Go to Oscar and say, I am looking for the first flame. He will die.
Yeah! Go to Sen's Fortress. Make sure you avoid all the traps exactly correctly, or you will be knocked off the wall and die.
It's like his phrase, like it's a mystical thing.
Yeah.
Do you not
It's just a walkthrough. No, that's actually really funny. Good. Oh, sorry. After you guys read the big 5K articles, I recommend SCP 5404 and 5242. They're both pretty abstract, and I think Darnell would enjoy.
Who's Darnell? Now with one L. I don't know this person.
Good Day puts a link, and he says Tandere.
Like, I'd be Tanderate for someone as lame as you.
Baka. Thought Experiments and other stuff says, so the reason why we laugh is because Dan only has a gun to our head.
I just clicked the safety for your fucking audacity.
Oh, what?
I just took the safety off.
Oh god, what does that mean?
Don't worry.
Insert clever name here says, Darnell, that Twitter dream is actually one of the worst nightmares anyone has ever heard. Actually, So I haven't been recording all my dreams because I'm lazy, but I did record some of my dreams if you want me to go get my dream journal, if you want to share dreams.
How many dreams you got?
Just one. Well, it was like 3 mini dreams in one night because I kept waking up and then going back to bed. Do you want to share our dreams, or do you just want to get the episode done?
I have a dream I can share.
All right, let me go get my journal. We'll both share one. Hang on.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. He's going to go get the holder. This is the diary he got from the clown, I expect. So you guys are in for a treat here. Hee hee hee. Hee 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 hee. I don't know what else to do here. Darnell's left. He's taken longer than I expected. So, you guys, he's abandoned the commentary. Oh, he's back.
Do you want to go first or me?
I'll just use some memory. So it was like an apocalyptic thing I was going. It was like an evilness going around my local. There was like an apocalyptic scenario I was in, and it's like if people said these specific words to you, you would turn evil and try and kill everyone. And we were like trying to sneak into town, and some guy threw his eyeball at me. I don't know why. That was unrelated. But I also remember very distinctly the popular streamer, German985, was a character in my dream, but we did not meet him. I tried to get in contact with him, but they cut the phone lines to his house. And I've written in my fucking dream diary. I have no memory of writing this. Local streamer is fucking dead.
Damn. That's fucked up. So my big thing is, like, I keep remembering my dreams now, but what happens is I wake up and I'm still tired, so I go, I remember my dream, I'll write it later, and then I lie down and forget it.
That's the trap.
But I wrote down 3 separate dreams I had in one night. However, the downside is, I guess I haven't read it back until now. I have... My handwriting is not usually that bad, but I was writing, like, right after I woke up, and it's really hard to read, but I'll do my best. And it was kind of like stream of thought, because I was just trying to get it down before I forgot. So it says, dream in anime style. I am not the main character. The main character has 2 love interests. One is the tomboy childhood friend. The other rides a griffin. The MC is accused of being gay. The MC and the heroines, for some reason, end up in a deadly battle before fleeing. Next dream... Oh, that was it. Next dream is... I can't read this at all. Something about a monster. A monster wants to see his daughter, but is afraid. Magic beings open 2 doors, one to his daughter, another to random people because of an idiot. So what happened was, there was like, I actually remember this in the dream reading it back. So there were like these like ancient judges at a desk, and they were like, what do you seek? And there was like this monster, and all these people were behind the monster trying to help him, right?
Right.
And he was like, I want to see my daughter. And one kid's like, no, I want to see some people. And they were like, no, we're here for his daughter. But they took both requests into account. So one door had his daughter and one had random people, and he didn't know which. I don't know. That just happened.
I want to see some
He
people.
lost his memories, but vaguely remembers a quiet something.
A quiet place.
Something life in the Arctic where he mostly slept. First dreams... Oh, yeah, and then my first dream is at a play with a present and future version of myself. My mom tries to quiet my future self. My present self tells her to fuck off. Eventually, she leaves, and I mumble... Oh, wait, I shouldn't read these. These are mean. I mumble something bad. I lie and tell a teacher I had when I was a kid that I said I had a stomach ache. Or no, that I said had an itchy arm and was resting and was... I can't read this at all. The teacher's upset because she thought I was insulting her. Instead of explaining, I double down on my lie. That is what I wrote down.
I see. That was an interesting dream.
Yeah, 3 dreams in one. How's that? Because I don't know why, but I can't like stay asleep at night. I often will like fall asleep and then wake up and then fall asleep and wake up like throughout the night. I'd have no clue why. Yeah, sorry, that was a lot more painful than Tan's recounting, because I'll try to write better next time. I'll try to bring more dreams for you to enjoy, guys. I hope you like them. Sorry, what comment was I reading again?
I don't remember. I think, is insert clever name here.
Yeah. And he says, also, this episode marks the end of my 3rd binge of discovering SCP.
You've shown your loyalty.
Dano says, I'm the bird. I will eat the world. Caca. If there's a Holders Part 2, I will this is what it was I was telling you about. I will single-handedly go and write the rest of the Holder objects myself.
Well,
and I will steal your theory. Fucking read it, Tan. Do it.
What? Why did you shout at me?
I know. That was kind of mean.
No.
You know, Tan's going to hit the button under the counter.
I already have.
Steve-O-esque says, Tanhoney giving mixed signals about love like any British Commonwealth father I've known. Like my own. What? That's fucked up. Banker Paul says, aw, Tanho. Okay, then. Anyway, when I said this feels wrong, I was talking about the fact that y'all finally made it to...
I hit the button.
Brandon Hamilton says, don't join the Discord, don't join the Discord, don't join the Discord, don't join the Discord. Just remove the don't from all
It's like, get out of my head.
Andriana Renivo says, hi, it's Andre. Did we already read one of Andre's? I don't think so. But this We can skip it. It's
No.
fine.
Damn, just read it. You're so mean.
Yeah, my name is hard to pronounce. It's Malagasy origin, Madagascar. Holy crap, we humbled Tanhoney. I did get shot, but it's cool because Darnell thinks I'm a bit cool. Do I? Thanks,
Wow.
Darnell, again. This is how you declare World War IV, actually.
Actually,
Yeah, I see
launching a
Jack
nuke at the
Rand-
Soviet Union actually wasn't quite a bright idea, was it, Ronald Weasley?
I thought it would solve all our problems, Hermione. It's not my fault.
Hermione, we gotta take nukes to Cuba. Get rid of the spiders.
The Bay of Pigs. Yeah, I see Jack ranting about Lovecraft. I think... Oh, this is kind of a weird now. I think Jack is precious, and I like him so far in what limited impression I have of him.
There we have it.
Jack, I think you've got a fan, buddy.
A family?
Rather Unknown says... I said fan.
I thought it said family. I was like, I would hope so.
I said fan, buddy, but I probably mumbled it. Rather Unknown says, Discovering SCP, the only podcast that has a new final episode every week. We never said it was the final episode.
This one is, though.
Despite... Shut up! Despite being almost fully filler, still a very enjoyable episode. Aw, shucks, guys. Thanks for the ego boost.
No problem.
They're referring to a timestamp, so presumably we said something about their comment. Lang Lim says, the minor mention of 5,000 can be found here, and then they give you a link. Just add a slash between .com and items. Actually, while this is here, I'll just recommend an introduction of sorts to the Wanderer's Library. My goodness, it looks like we finished the quest for 5,000. It's almost sad to see, but there's still more to do. More articles to read, more tales to narrate, more SCPs to discover. I'll just say that I'm excited for the next guest, whoever they may be.
It's
I'm sorry to tell you the next guest fucking bailed on us. Oh, dude, Satan on the podcast would be based. Actually, wait, should I say that as a Christian?
It's too late. You've already said it.
If
Hey,
you say Satan is based,
did
it
it-
will be swallowed up into hell.
Hey, did it hurt when you fell from heaven?
No. Lan says, this is truly one of the Discovering SCP episodes of all time.
This guy's better than Comedy Man Kelp.
He really is. An anomalous writer says, here we are at the end of the 5K arc. Wonder what's next.
The Jack retrieval arc.
Oh god, we have to get him back. Maybe we can have Jack as a guest. He's been dying to be a guest again. He's like, when are you guys going to have me on your thing again? Ever since I stopped streaming. So maybe we could have Jack on if you want.
Sure. We'll think of something now.
As opposed to having Jack off. But I'm...
Spicy.
Naughty! Daniel Zachgeim says, to Tanhoney, there's a theory the 5,000 entity is 049's pest. I haven't read 049. What the fuck?
Don't worry.
Daniel Zachgeim, I have eliminated you from this world.
I'm hitting the button.
Do you think that is a good headcanon, or do you have no comment?
It wasn't something I had in mind writing it, but it sort of fits, so you can think it if you want.
I think the fact that you just said you didn't have it in mind when writing it proves it's not a good theory, because you already seen
When I say it fits,
out.
but... Well, yeah, of course I didn't figure it out. I know what happens.
Yeah. Or do
I made it happen.
That'd be the biggest funny of all, is if you didn't think of the ending, so that it would be a mystery forever, and then you die with it.
I'd erase the answer from my own mind.
Based. So, I guess that's it.
Yeah. So, episode 68B. It's been a good run, but this is where we're leaving you, I'm afraid.
No, it's not. Stop
sorry,
scaring me.
I'm sorry.
You butt muncher.
What did you call me? I'm hitting the button.
Oh, shit. No! I was gonna say, guys, we have a new series coming next week, so look forward to it. We're hopefully getting another thumbnail done by the lovely Hamilton.
Let's just say it's an electrifying watch. I don't know anything about it, so I don't know if that one pertains.
Just implying it's... That's right, we're playing
Static
Hey
Shock
Pikachu.
for Game Boy Advance.
I would be down.
I don't know if that game actually exists.
It probably does. Dude, I want to watch Static Shock now.
We'll do it then.
Alright, we're now at Static Shock Podcast. We react to Static Shock episodes, and that will be all.
Well, thank you for...
I'm sure we'll get back to SCPs soon.
Thank you for listening, everyone. I do appreciate it. Yeah, right. But thanks for the views and the likes or whatever. What's wrong? You can't unview the video. Bye!
That's fucked up.